What's up everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove and reinstall a headlight in a W163 Mercedes-Benz ML. This covers 1998 through 2005 model years in the US. And I'm also going to be showing you in this video how to upgrade your pre-facelift headlights to this facelift version with the factory projectors in it. So I'm going to get the camera focused on what we're going to do first, and we'll get started on it.
Good morning.
Okay, so on the screen here, you can see the pre-facelift headlight that's currently on our vehicle. And you can see that the lens is not clear and that there's no projector installed in the headlight. So that's our motivation for replacing it, in addition to the fact that this side is very yellowed and the passenger side is not. So, to begin removing the headlight, you first need to take out this trim panel underneath it. And to do that, you need to push down on this clip right here, as well as one behind and on the bottom. So whenever you push those two down, you pull it out towards you and it'll kind of just pop out towards you. And then you unhinge it out here where it meets the fender. But you need to be really careful doing that because it's very easy to break. And once you've got it unhinged, you kind of just wiggle it out, pull it forward towards the front of the vehicle. This one's already been cracked in the past, so I'm going to need to repair it. But it is what it is. So once you have that out, there's going to be 3 different 10mm pieces of hardware that you need to remove. There's going to be 2 nuts down here and a bolt up here. So I'm going to go grab a 10mm socket and remove those, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I have all 3 pieces of hardware removed now. So all you need to do is lift up to unclip this back here, and the headlight's just going to come right out. Or so they say. Okay, so with a little bit of wiggling, it just comes right out. So now there's going to be 2 connectors back here that you're going to need to remove. You can't see them in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and take them off and then show you how to remove them afterwards. And we'll come back and show you what you need to do to get the new headlight wired up. Here are the 2 connectors after I pulled the headlight out. You can see one of them is a weatherproof connector. This is the main headlight connector that powers the bulbs and also has the ground for the low and high beam. Whenever I unclipped it, the clip snapped off. That's typical Mercedes plastic for you. So I'm either going to have to re-glue that or figure out another way to re-secure it whenever I reinstall the headlights. There's also the turn signal connector. It's just a typical weatherproof connector as well. You just pull up the tab just like you do on this one, and this one didn't break, so we're lucky there. So I'm going to go over to the headlight now and show you what we have going on there in terms of what you need to rewire in order to transition from the pre-facelift to the facelift headlamps. There's a little bit of wiring involved. Not too major, but I'll have to go through it so you can see exactly what's going on. So I'll cut over to that right now. So I have here sitting in my lap the brand new headlamp, and in order to get it to work with your older style vehicle, you're going to need to repin it. So in order to do that, you need to pop this connector out from the rest of the headlamp housing. To do that, you're just going to need to stick a screwdriver in whenever it's sitting in there. Kind of pop it out. It'll unclip, no big deal. Run it around the edge to get it out. Once you got it out, you're going to need to repin the connector. So this pin in the lower left-hand corner stays in the same place. That's the ground pin. There's 2 brown wires that go to it. The white wire, which runs to the high beams, is normally going to be sitting right next to that, and you're going to need to move it 1 over towards the right. So in order to do that, in order to remove the pin, you're going to take a very small screwdriver or a paper clip, something along those lines. If you've depinned connectors before, you know what I'm talking about. And you're going to slip it in, press it in, into the little slot where the tab holding the pin in is. You're going to push it down and push kind of towards the pin and pull on the wire from the backside, and it should just slip out. And in order to move the white wire over, all you need to do is pull it out and then just push it back into the next slot over. Now the yellow wire needs to move into this upper right hand portion. And in order to get it up there, you can't actually fit this factory pin in, because on this new style headlight, the yellow wire sits on the bottom row of pins. And on the old style headlight, and where we need to move this to, it sits in the upper row. And the upper row slot is a different style from this. It uses a different pin than the one that's currently on the wire. So what we're going to need to do is splice this new wire to a piece of the old wire with the old style pin on it. So this I took out of the old headlamp along with the rest of the wiring harness. You can see that all the wiring on this is shot. It has the biodegradable Mercedes installation on it. So that's toast. But what we need is this pin. because this will just slip right in and clip right in just like it's supposed to in that upper row of pins. So in order to get this to work, what I'm going to do is butt connect it to this new wire right here. So in order to do that, I'm going to cut it off. You can see I already cut it off, but I'm going to cut it off closer to here. I just did this for demonstration purposes. I'm going to cut it off, I'm going to slip on some heat shrink tubing, slip on a butt connector, crimp it down, and then I'm going to cut off just below the pin here, strip the wire back, and butt connect it there as well. So I'm going to have a nice solid connection there and just be able to slip the pin in and have it plug and play. Now I just want to note that I tested this out just by kind of taping the pins or taping the wires together, tested it out in the truck to make sure everything functions as it should, and it does. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get this little patch harness made and come back once it's done and show you what the final result is. Okay, so I got the heat shrinking all taken care of and the splicing. Everything's all spliced together mechanically tight. Heat shrunk it so it's all nice and pretty. And now all you need to do is take this, and as I said, it goes in that upper right pin there. Take it, slip it in all the way, which apparently is easier said than done. There we go. Now it's in there nice and tight. You know, always check it to make sure it's in there. So now this is ready to be snapped together and installed in the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and install this headlight, show you what the difference looks like between the two with them both lit up, and then I'll go ahead and install the other headlight. Alrighty, so this is what the headlights look like with one new one installed on the driver's side and the old one on the passenger side. You can see a huge difference in light output, and now we'll turn them on so you can see what they look like on, so you can have an A/B comparison on that. So as you can see, big difference in terms of how the lights look as well as light output, not that you can tell that during the day. But we'll go ahead and get the other side, passenger side, installed and show you what the final result looks like at night. So after a little break, we finally finished up installing the second headlight. Went basically as smoothly as the first one, and even smoother because we knew how to do it the second time and what to do as far as the wiring was concerned. So with that said, here's what they look like on. And thanks for watching.